Hello and welcome to another podcast with myself, Azad, and I'm joined once again by the lovely Jack. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Azad. Hi, mate. You okay?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, lovely. All good today. Nice, beautiful weather, so can't wait to get outside. Maybe do a little run in my 1 hour exercise that we're allowed at the moment. So yeah, but all happy today.
I heard the rules are going to get relaxed very soon. Time of recording, we're still in lockdown, so I heard it's going to be relaxed very soon. How do you feel about that?
I'm unsure because I know nothing about how it's going to proceed, but if you have some of the best minds on it and they give that advice that it can start being eased, maybe we can start getting back to a bit more normality. It's just hopefully people aren't going to abuse the easing to consider, being wiped out altogether.
We have hope. Yeah, we have hope. So, today we're going to be speaking about the very famous Korean football star, Son. That's correct, right?
That's right.
Yes, and we are going to be speaking all about him and how much of a success he's been thus far in his career.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we know so far that he has come back from military. Has he come back yet, or is he just finished his military service? Is that correct?
So at the moment, from what I can gather, he used the hiatus to the football season caused by the COVID-19 outbreak to complete his military service. He's got a reduced one, hasn't he? Because he won the Asian Games, I think, in Indonesia last year, which meant he could get a reduced military service.
Yeah,
I don't know too much about it. And he did really, really well, apparently. He came like top 5 in his class or grade.
Yeah.
And apparently he was really good at shooting as well.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant because he's a striker. He's a forward player, which means he's always attacking. That's his role in football. So it's appropriate that he got quite a high score in shooting while in the military. But I think he's still out there because of the restricted travel at the moment.
Yes. So that's his status right now. But of course, he plays for the brilliant team Tottenham. I'm saying that with gritted teeth again. Right? The brilliant team Tottenham. You have to admit they are one of the best teams in the Premier League these days.
Definitely, I would agree. They've been in competition for a number of years now.
Mm-hmm. And
there was the famous thing about, what did you Arsenal fans call it? St. Tottenham's Day.
St. Tottenham's Day,
Is
yes,
that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Apparently it used to happen all the time, where even if Tottenham were ahead of Arsenal all through the season, there would be one day where they would slip up and Arsenal would overtake them, usually towards the end of the season, because there was this long streak of Tottenham not being able to finish above Arsenal. But now it's more of an even platform and they are in competition. I think since the Maurizio Pochettino era, I know he's left now, but there was more of a fight to Tottenham in competition.
And you can even argue that Tottenham are ahead of Arsenal, and no thanks to Sonny. Thank you very much, Sonny. Also, there was I know lots of people in Korea, they follow him more than they follow actually Tottenham. It's a very modern trend these days where people, they follow the football player rather than the actual team itself, which is quite uncommon in the UK, but it's starting to grow in the UK as well, where people are starting to follow the player. I think in the case of Arsenal, it's probably Ozil. In terms of Man United, maybe Pogba, perhaps.
Yeah, I would agree with Pogba. At the moment, I think that's very, very accurate for the past decade or so, when you've got these superstar players who are not more than the football club, but they are involved in different brands. They are promoting their image rather than the club. So they might have advertisement deals as well. And it sort of creates like a cult of personality in a way. I think historically football has always been quite tribal, in the sense when we were talking last week, you are a North Londoner and your team is Arsenal geographically.
Good point.
But now it's moved away from that. You have like Neymar. Wherever Neymar goes, he will have his fans. So I guarantee a lot of people who are supporting Paris Saint-Germain at the moment where Neymar is playing don't actually support Paris Saint-Germain, they support Neymar. And I think the same with these superstar, let's use the word Galacticos, Kylian Mbappe, Cristiano Ronaldo, and less so Lionel Messi, because he's always been a one-man, one club man.
And he's very similar in terms of, it's funny that you mentioned Lionel Messi. He's very similar to Sonaldo, we could call him. That's one of his nicknames. That's one of his nicknames that people have given him. Sonaldo, Sonny, Heung-min Son. that's is very similar to him in terms of the humble nature or the perceived humble nature of these two players. It's often known that players are quite arrogant. They show off quite a lot. They've got their flashy cars, their beautiful wives. But he's very different in that nature in terms of his character. I think that's why people have warmed to him in other countries apart from Korea.
Yes, I agree. I think he doesn't come across as very egocentric. He seems to play very well for both club and country. And that's getting rarer and rarer, I think. This might not be, I don't know the person, I don't know Son Heung-min, but it seems that he puts a lot of effort in for the Korean national team and for Tottenham Hotspur, rather than trying to promote himself as Son Heung-min.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. And, he's also known quite a lot for his charming smile, we can say. That's a good way to put it, probably, right? His charming smile. And, every single time you see him, he's always smiling, even when he's playing. Probably when he comes off the pitch because he's so knackered. He's not smiling at that particular moment, but it just shows, again, from his hardworking nature and his personality. He's a very, very friendly guy, you could say, on and off the pitch. I have heard stories about one of our colleagues, actually, working for BritSense. She met him. He came to a school and he was working with children. There was a lot of children in the vicinity and he was playing football with the boys. And the girls, they seemed a bit shy to play football. So he adapted himself, he adapted his personality, he adapted his activities for the children. So it's not just about the football that we also love him as a player, but also his off-field behaviour, we could say.
Yes, I agree. I think he endeared himself to a lot of people last year outside of Tottenham when he accidentally broke the ankle of Andre Gomez. Andre Gomez was playing for Everton. Son Heung-min was playing for Spurs, and he produced a tackle. It wasn't a malicious tackle. It wasn't a very aggressive tackle, but the way it caught Andre Gomez caused his ankle to break, and Son got sent off. He got given a red card, but he was visibly upset. And I think he also used a goal that he scored in the next game, I think it was a Champions League game, to apologise to Andre Gomez through the camera in his celebration. So he used his celebration as a way of an apology, and I think that was a very nice touch. Yeah. So, yes, I think he's got the right character, I believe.
Yep, I think it's very admirable, you could say, and it's something that you could really respect him for. Even he's from a rival team, but I really respect him. Of all the players that I can see in the Premier League, I can really respect the way he is. He also is a very family-oriented person. His father, he mentions his father all the time. And he says, the reason why I'm here right now is because of my father. I heard he's a lovely guy as well, although very demanding.
Demanding in what way?
When he was a very young kid, his father pushed him a lot to become what he is right now. And he thanks his father now. I remember I read an article where he was speaking about doing keepy-uppies. And he was told to do keepy-uppies, I can't remember, for a long period of time, maybe 4 hours, without dropping the ball, as a young 10-year-old.
Wow.
Can you imagine telling your son to do that as a 10-year-old? And he also owns, I think, a club, or he's a manager, he's a coach for a club as well, his father. He used to play professionally as well for Korea. And he was quite a good player as well. And he used to tell the team, do keepy-uppies for 40 minutes. And with the other team, with the other players, he was kind of relaxed. He was saying, okay, it's fine. If you drop the ball, it's fine. But once Son dropped the ball, he said, you guys, you need to start again. The 40 minutes starts again. So it was very, very pushy, very demanding, you could say. But you could see the fruits of it now, the fruits of his labour, you could say.
Very much so. That hard work paid off, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Now, I wanted to speak about one amazing moment for Tottenham. He actually had quite a few. I can remember the Champions League semi-final against Man City. That was a great one. But in more recent times, in December, he scored this wonder goal for Tottenham. Could you tell us a little bit more about that, Jack?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
So this goal was against Burnley in the Premier League last year. And I personally remember this because I wasn't watching the game live, but through the power of social media, basically, he was trending massively because this goal was so unbelievable. And he took the ball from deep within his own half and just carried it all the way through and scored this fantastic goal. And I think it got goal of the month. Just the sheer distance that he ran was incredibly impressive. The final score, it was a demolition of Burnley as well, wasn't it? I believe. So this was back in December, and immediately it was called a goal of the season contender. So as we said, complete demolition, rampage over Burnley, and in this 5-0 rout. And the pièce de résistance, the creme de la creme of goals, was from the Korean forward. So from the edge of his own box, he ran all the way across the pitch, avoiding challenges to get past the defence, and then perfectly, coolly slotting the ball home for a goal. Now, to have that mentality, both a combination of energy, intelligence, and also confidence, is incredible for that moment, because you can get taken over by the moment. I remember, was there something recently? Yeah, there was a game that Chelsea were playing, and the defender, Kurt Zuma, did the same thing. He picked up the ball and he just started running, and he's a defender. And then right at the last moment, he blazed this shot over the ball. He completely lost his head.
Over the bar.
And it was a shame. Over the bar, yeah. So he blazed his shot way over the bar, completely lost his head, and the whole moment was disappointing. And that would have been the same for Son Heung-min. He could have done all that running, but if at the last moment he hadn't put that ball in the goal, it wouldn't have counted for anything.
And I think that's the most impressive thing, the fact that he finished that goal in that way. So calm, so collected.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's a superb result. And it was also one of Jose Mourinho's first games after taking over from Maurizio Pochettino. So for such a comprehensive 5-0 result, that's a morale-boosting result for the team and for the manager and, of course, for the player as well.
Exactly. And that's why I think after that match, or after another match, I can't remember, Mourinho actually gave him the nickname Ronaldo. And not because of Cristiano Ronaldo, but the Brazilian Ronaldo, which in many people's eyes, he's actually better than Cristiano Ronaldo. It's quite hard to say that, because maybe our fans, the listeners listening to this, maybe, what do you think? Do you think he's better than the Cristiano Ronaldo, the current Ronaldo that we have?
This is a really interesting point that you raise. The original Ronaldo, so he's got many nicknames. Now they call him the Fat Ronaldo because he's got after retiring.
Can't debate with that.
And he doesn't have the records that Cristiano Ronaldo has, all these amazing goal-scoring feats, most hat-tricks, most goals for Real Madrid, etc., etc. But the original Ronaldo, in many people's eyes, the Brazilian Ronaldo, was unbelievable. I think his nickname was Il Phenomenon, so the Phenomenon. And he played for Barcelona, Inter, and as a Galactico at Real Madrid. And he was superb in the 98 and 2002 World Cup. So at national level, he was amazing. And he won the 2002 World Cup with Brazil. And I think a lot of people think he's better than Cristiano Ronaldo. And it's a legitimate point. He was unbelievable. But because he doesn't have the records of Cristiano Ronaldo, his position can often be undervalued. I remember his performance against Manchester United at Old Trafford while he was playing for Real Madrid, got a standing ovation from the crowd.
Wow.
The original Ronaldo.
I didn't know that.
So that's how, that's quite a famous moment in the Champions League. It was a hat-trick, and it was at Old Trafford. That's how, he was a fantastic player.
Very rare to see. Very, very rare to see, yeah.
Very rare to see, yes. It's quite an anomaly. But if any listeners haven't seen him before, I would definitely recommend going on YouTube. An amazing goal scorer. And I think that's why people reminisce about him when they watch Son Heung-min.
Yeah, and it's a good debate to be had. And for me, I think one of the reasons why he's not rated as highly as Cristiano Ronaldo is because Cristiano Ronaldo, he has the brand behind him. Whereas with Fat Ronaldo, as we like to call him, as we like to distinguish the two, Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7, and Fat Ronaldo, it's very derogatory. Yeah. But
because CR7 is most definitely not fat.
That's correct. That's correct. He doesn't have the brand behind him compared to Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, we have to finish very soon, but I just wanted to mention one more point, which was his fans in Korea. How dedicated they are to him. Even in Korea, there is a show, I believe, called Super Son Time, where they show the best moments from Sonny from that match, from the matches that he's played, or from the match that he played in the day. Also, people, they wake up really late in the night. They're working really hard in Korea, as we know, much more hard in Korea than in the UK.
Definitely. I would definitely agree with that. Very hard
for that. We can definitely vouch for that.
I'm using myself as an example.
I wouldn't say the same thing about me. I'm a very hard worker myself. But people, they wake up at midnight to watch his match, or they stay awake after midnight to watch the matches. Even the Champions League matches, they have to be awake at 5 o'clock. Some people even fly all the way over to London to watch his matches. He has a big contingent in the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There's always Korean flags everywhere you see. So it's incredible dedication towards this amazing player. So I just wanted to mention that towards the end.
Definitely. Apparently, fans queue up outside the training centres waiting for him. It's sort of like his own fan club.
That's correct.
Specifically for that player. And there was a heartbreaking story recently of fans travelling all the way over from South Korea to watch him play at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And he was injured. So they flew all that way to go and watch him play. And he had to sit out the match. I felt sorry for those fans. But unlucky, it means they have to come back to London again, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's not such a bad thing, is it?
No.
Yeah, that's a great point, Jack. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for. So hopefully, again, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.